You've been living here like you own the place. You're nothing but a gold digger. Those were the exact words my sister-in-law spit at me while I was 7 months pregnant, right before she kicked me out of my own house. And the thing is, she thought she was doing me a favor. My name's Laura Mitchell. I'm 33, married to Ryan. He's 36, the kind of man who still kisses me on the forehead before leaving for work. We've been together 7 years, married for 5, living in a quiet little neighborhood outside of Denver. Ryan's a senior project manager for a construction firm. I run a couple of online businesses and own a handful of rental properties. I've done well for myself, but I've always kept my finances private, even from Ryan. Not because I didn't trust him, but because I wanted our relationship to be about love, not numbers in a bank account. Life was calm, until his little sister decided to find herself. Claire is 25, fresh off a breakup, and came to stay for a while. Ryan asked, and of course I said yes. I figured a couple weeks, maybe a month. But the day she moved in, she unpacked like she'd signed a 30-year mortgage. Within days, she was living like a celebrity on an endless vacation, designer clothes arriving in boxes every other day, luxury takeout twice a day, handbags like grocery items. And every time her friends called, she'd brag, "My brother's house is amazing. His car collection is insane." It stung not because I needed credit, but because the truth was, I'd bought this house, the furniture, even the SUV in the garage, long before I ever met Ryan. But Ryan, bless his heart, never corrected her. I don't think it even crossed his mind that she was dead wrong. At first, I told myself she's young, maybe clueless. But it didn't take long for the temporary guest routine to turn into her acting like queen of the castle. No chores, no groceries, no rent. She'd clean out the fridge for girls' night and leave her designer tags scattered across the counter like she was marking territory. And when I'd make some harmless comment like, "That's a lot of packages today," she'd laugh. "Don't worry, my brother can handle it." That line, "My brother can handle it." I heard it so much, I started grinding my teeth in my sleep. I kept my mouth shut for months, partly to keep the peace, partly because I was focused on my pregnancy. But one Thursday morning, something in me snapped. I was making a smoothie, minding my business, when she strolled in wearing a silk robe from a boutique I recognized price tag north of $500 and scrolling through handbags like they were stock options. I set my smoothie down. "Claire, maybe we should ease up on the spending. We've got a baby coming, and..." She froze, looked at me like I'd just called her ugly. "Oh my God. You are unbelievable." What I asked, "You're a gold digger." That's what this is about, right? You married my brother for his money, and now you want to control how it's spent. I laughed more out of shock than humor. "Are you serious?" She leaned in, her voice dripping with venom. "Everyone knows you had nothing before you met Ryan. Now you're living in his house, driving his car, eating his food. And you think you can tell me how to spend." Before I could speak, Ryan's mom walked in, took one look at Claire's wounded little sister act, and sided with her. "Laura, maybe you should rest and let us handle the financial matters." I wanted to unload everything right there, to tell them every brick in this place was mine, but I bit my tongue. Not now. The next morning, Claire strutted into the living room in another designer dress, dropped her purse on the couch, and said flatly, "You need to get your stuff and go. This is my brother's house and you're not welcome." I stared at her. "You think you can kick me out?" Her smile was pure malice. "I'm not going to sit here and watch you drain him dry. Do yourself a favor and leave before things get ugly." Her eyes flicked down to my belly, my baby, and she muttered something about knocking some sense into me. The air went ice cold. I knew if I stayed, one of us would lose control, and it wouldn't be her with the consequences. So I said, "Fine, I'll go," and I walked out. Not because she had the right, but because I had a better plan. I checked into a downtown hotel, stared out the window at the Denver skyline, and pulled out my laptop. One folder labeled Assets held the deed to the house bank statement's investment portfolios. All mine. I called my lawyer, Mark Reed, and said I need a formal notice to vacate, effective immediately. He didn't ask why. He knew my tone. That night, Ryan showed up at the hotel furious. I told him everything, every insult, every lie, every time she'd claimed my life as his. His jaw tightened. We're going home tomorrow, and she's going to regret this. The next day, we stopped at my lawyer's office. He handed me the eviction notice, 48 hours to get out or face trespassing charges. Watertight sign stamped. We pulled into the driveway, walked inside. Claire was sprawled on the couch, sipping some overpriced iced coffee. Oh, look who's back. Did the hotel run out of rooms? I set the envelope on the table. Read it. She rolled her eyes, ripped it open. I watched her smirk melt into confusion, then panic. Wait, this says you're the owner. Correct. Every brick, every tile, every blade of grass. Paid for before I even met your brother. You have 48 hours. Ryan folded his arms. She's serious, Claire. Start packing. Her mouth open-closed. You're not really letting her do this, Claire, Ryan said, his voice low and final. You threw my pregnant wife out of her own home. You're lucky all she's asking is for you to leave. For the next 2 days, we stayed home, like nothing happened, except this time I walked through my own halls without shrinking. Claire sulked, whispering on the phone, trying to find a couch to crash on. Her shopping bags sat by the door like trophies of a lost war. Hours before the deadline, she knocked on our bedroom door, eyes red. Laura, I'm sorry. I thought you were just here for his money. I was jealous. Please, can I stay until I figure things out? I didn't raise my voice. No. Actions have consequences. An hour later, Ryan carried her last suitcase to the porch. His phone had been buzzing all day, his mother demanding he control his wife. He sent one text back. Laura is my wife. She's family. You and Claire crossed the line. Don't call until you're ready to apologize. When the door shut behind her, the house felt lighter. That night, curled up on the couch, I opened my laptop and showed Ryan everything stocks, properties, savings. He just stared. Laura, you're a millionaire, I smiled. Correction, we're millionaires. And now that you know we can build even more together, he kissed my forehead. I loved you before I knew any of this. But now, I'm just in awe of you. And as for Claire, she learned a lesson the hard way. When you bite the hand that feeds you, you might just end up starving. Now tell me, if you were in my shoes, would you have revealed your cards earlier or waited for the perfect moment to drop the truth? And does family drama excuse what she did or was sending her out? The only right move I want to hear. What you think, because this one, folks, still sparks arguments every time I tell it.